Let's face it, roasting a whole turkey in the oven for Thanksgiving is almost impossible to get right. You're left with an overcooked turkey breast that you're just trying to wash down with extra gravy, but not this year. I'm gonna show you how to sous vide this bird. We're gonna break the turkey down into different parts and sous vide it at different times and temperatures. And the best part, your oven is going to be freed up to make delicious sides like sweet potato souffle and stuffing. So let's get started. Okay, so first thing we're going to do is take out the turkey neck in the cavity. We're just going to put it on our parchment lined sheet tray for our gravy. And the first thing I like to do is I like to cut a little slit in the skin between the breast and the leg meat, like that on both sides. And then I like to pop it back, and you can see how it exposed the bone right there. And I'm just going to take this off. I'm going to set it right there, and we're going to do the same thing with the other side. So I'm going to pop it. And now what I'm going to do is take the wings off, find the joint right here. We're going to cut right through that. We're going to save that for our stock. All right, so now we're going to take the breast. Here's the breastbone right here, and we're just going to follow our knife along the bone. And just run it along the bone so you don't want to take too much of the flesh off. And we're going to do the same thing on the other side, just follow that bone. Okay. And then we have two breasts, and then I'm going to save this carcass right here to make the turkey stock. All right, so I roasted these turkey bones for about an hour in the oven at 400 degrees. Now you can see how nice and browned and caramelized they are. So we're just going to pop them into a pot. The carcass of the turkey and all the wing bones really make a nice gelatinous broth. Okay, so now we're going to go in with some vegetables. I have one onion. No need to really peel these guys because they're going to get strained out at the end. So we're just going to give it a nice rough chop and then pop them right into the pan. Celery, I have 3 stalks of celery. And then we're gonna go 3 carrots. You can peel the carrots if you want to, but it's nice to not have any waste when you're making a stock. So I don't peel the carrots. Let's give it a rough chop. And we have some garlic, bay leaves, peppercorns, and some thyme and sage for aromatics going in. And now we just want to fill the pot up until the bones are covered, like around 8 cups of water. So we're just gonna submerge all the bones in water. And then I'm going to take this to the stove, bring it up to a simmer, reduce it down, and then cook it for about 4 hours, and then we'll have a nice turkey stock. Since we're doing this sous vide, this is the only time we'll be able to season the turkey. You could alternately do a turkey brine to do this, but there's really no need because sous vide produces such a juicy turkey. Okay, so I'm gonna grab my first bag and we're gonna put our turkey breasts in here. Then we're going to grab our second bag and bag our leg and thigh meat up. Okay, so what I like to do next is we're going to put our butter. If you have duck fat, you can use duck fat. A lot of times if I'm cooking with poultry, I like to use poultry fat. If I'm cooking with beef, I like to use beef fat. But in this case, I just have butter, so that's what I'm going to use. So we're going to put a couple pats of butter in here. And then when I think of Thanksgiving, the two herbs that come to mind is sage and thyme. So we're going to put some thyme in here, a couple sprigs. I like to put the herbs on the meat side, not the skin side. So when I'm searing in them later, I get some more of that flavor. Okay, so some beautiful sage right here. Now some fresh cloves of garlic. Give it a little smash and release the flavor. Just gonna put some garlic in there too. Set that down. Now we can prep our turkey breast bag. So first what we're gonna do is cook our turkey leg and thigh meat at 150 degrees, and we're gonna let that go for about 12 hours. And then we can drop our turkey breast in, and we're gonna change the temperature from 150 degrees Fahrenheit down to 145, and then we'll let that go for about another 4 hours. And then we can sear it up. We're gonna grab our leg meat right here. I'm gonna drop it in. Make sure it's completely submerged. And make sure the bag is completely closed up. We don't want any of the water getting in. And then I'll just clip the bag to the side. All right, and that's going nowhere. So we're gonna let this go for about 12 to 24 hours. So now it's time to remove the turkey from the bags. So the turkey legs have been cooking for about 12 hours. And then I drop the temperature down to 145 degrees. And then I put in the turkey breast for about 4.5 to 5 hours. So it's going to be very tender, so I just like to slide it out of the bag so it doesn't fall apart. All right, we're going to start by searing our turkey in a cast iron pan. I'm using a little oil and butter to give it a beautiful brown color, and I like to sear it for 1 to 2 minutes in the pan before I flip it to give it that beautiful golden brown color. And you can just see by looking at the turkey how nice and browned it is. Next, I'm going to separate the drum from the thigh and transfer that to our oval serving platter. And next, I'm going to slice the turkey breast. I like to slice the turkey breast kind of thick because if you slice it too thin, it gets cold way too fast. And you can just see how nice and juicy that sous vide turkey breast is. Doesn't that look awesome? All right, next we're gonna transfer the turkey breast to the serving platter as well, and then grab all of our Thanksgiving fresh herbs like sage, thyme, rosemary, and I just love to fill in the gaps for an awesome presentation. And you can also use things like fresh pomegranate seeds or lemon and oranges sliced in half. The presentation is endless. So next, I'm gonna grab a plate and serve it with some green beans and mashed potatoes, and then a homemade gravy, but you can use any of those delicious Thanksgiving sides. Guys, if you want a better way to turkey this Thanksgiving, you gotta give my sous vide turkey recipe a try.